Chapter 33. Surprise, surprise, surprise. As the treehouse swayed violently from side to side, Yesterday George and Yesterday Howard sifted frantically through the broken eggshell fragments. Suddenly, Yesterday Howard's hand felt something warm and fuzzy. Carefully, he pulled it out of the broken eggshell pieces. It was Yesterday Howard wasn't quite sure what it was. "What the heck is this thing?" cried Yesterday Howard as the tiny fuzzy creature wrapped its wings around him and looked up laughingly into his eyes. Yesterday George pulled two more fuzzy winged creatures out of the shell fragments and stared at them in disbelief. This can't be!" he cried. The treehouse shook wildly, and Yesterday George and Yesterday Howard went flying again. The three tiny creatures happily wiggled their way up to the boys' faces and started licking their cheeks. The Turbo Toilet 2000 climbed up the side of the tree and tore the door off its hinges. He reached in and grabbed Yesterday George and Yesterday Howard in his mighty metallic hand. "I've got you now," roared the preposterous porcelain predator as he shook the two boys back and forth. The three fuzzy creatures fell to the floor. Quickly, they got to their feet and excitedly flapped their wings. They weren't sure what was happening, but it seemed like fun. The Turbo Toilet 2000 jumped down from the treehouse and squeezed the two boys tightly in his fist. "Finally, I shall avenge my fallen allies and take my place as the supreme leader of the earth," he shouted. The three tiny creatures fluttered down to Yesterday George and Yesterday Howard, wagging their little tails with excitement. But when they saw the looks of terror on the boys' faces, they realized that this was not a game. Quickly, the three creatures took action and began circling the Turbo Toilet 2000 like mosquitoes. Then they each took turns zooming in close and taking quick bites out of him with their bionic jaws. "Ouch!" cried the Turbo Toilet 2000 as he desperately swatted at the swooping creatures. "What the heck are those things?" Another one dived in, bit him on the forearm, and yanked out a steel bolt. "Hey, cut that off!" screamed the frustrated vet as he released the boys and began swatting at the flying beasties with all his might. The strange furry creatures grasped the Turbo Toilet 2000 by his lip and shoulders and lifted him off the ground. Flapping their wings as hard as they could, they carried the villainous lavatory higher and higher into the air. "It's my party and I'll fly if I want to." Soon, they were more than a half mile up in the sky. "Let me go! Let me go!" roared the terrified Turbo Toilet 2000. This turned out to be a poor choice of words because the three fuzzy creatures did exactly that. All at once, they released their grip on the evil robotic behemoth and sent him tumbling downward. Faster and faster, he fell through the clouds, spinning out of control and screaming in terror. Chapter 33. To make a long story short. Kablamo. Chapter 34. Welcome back, Club. The Turbo Toilet 2000 has smashed into a vacant parking lot and exploded with a sonic boom that shattered nearly every window in the city. When the smoke finally cleared, Mr. Krupp sat alone in the center of the impact point, surrounded by maggoted metal and jagged chunks of porcelain. Everything around him had been destroyed, but Mr. Krupp, surprisingly, was unharmed. His superpowers had protected him. Soon, 2 cops arrived at the scene. "Are you okay?" they asked. "I guess so," said Mr. Krupp. "This might be one of those crazy nightmares I keep having." "Oh, great," said Officer Matt Wiggly. "It looks like we've got another Nicholas schoolteacher who thinks he's dreaming." "Let's lock him up with the others," said the chief of police. Chapter 35. Hamster Douglas. George and Howard finally made it home just as the 3 fluffy creatures were returning to the treehouse. Yesterday George and yesterday Howard told them what had happened and how the strange fuzzy creatures inside Quacker's eggs had saved the earth from total destruction. "What are these things anyway?" asked George. "They kinda look like a cross between a hamster and a podagrater," said Howard. "Ew," said George. "That means that Sulu and Quackers were ew." "But that doesn't make sense," said Howard. "How could a mammal mate with a reptile?" "Ew," cried George again. "I mean, unless Sulu's DNA was mutated when he morphed with the bionic on the skeleton," said Howard. "Ew!" cried George again. "I suppose a mammal with mutated genes might be able to breed with a prehistoric reptile," Howard speculated. "What part of ew don't you understand?" shouted George. "Sorry," said Howard. Soon, the 4 friends and their 3 new pets were back up in their treehouse. They all worked together to clean up the mess. Then the 2 Howards made beds for the baby hamstericus out of shoeboxes, while the 2 Georges thought up names for them.